Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from all of us coming here to learn the language of the noble Quran. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make a sadqa jariyah for our parents and make our children sadqa jariyah for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq to learn the language of the noble Quran and then teach others. I welcome you, my respected sisters, to today's class. If the audio is clear, please give me some feedback in the chat window, and inshallah we'll start the class. Alhamdulillah. So, okay, this is a new lesson, and as we know that now we are doing dividing chapters into 3 lessons. So, Alhamdulillah, today is the third part of chapter 7. Inshallah, today's lesson is going to be very easy. Most of the things you already know, and I hope inshallah it'll be very, very easy lesson. So we have reached up to this point. We have finished the text, alhamdulillah, and now we are doing the exercises. So we have done this exercise and this exercise. Today we will do this exercise now. So what is this asking us is attachment of masculine plural pronouns to the verbs. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, sisters, you all have worked very hard. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. You know all of that already. There's nothing new, but still in the book, so we'll go through that inshallah. So, answer the following questions. Answer the following questions. These questions are not based on 7th lesson, so it's not based on the chapter. You just have to answer that. So, a question is being asked as you are plurals, and you have to give answers as in English you will say we. So if the question is asked, and let's say the question is meant for brothers at the moment, Mata kharajtum min al-fasl? When did you, plural males, leave from the class? Of course, there's nowhere written plural males, but by looking at this tum, we understand, don't we, sisters? Tum, kharajtum, dhahabtum, akaltum. This tum tells you what? It means you, plural male. So if it is asked to plural male group of brothers, Mata kharajtum min al-fasli? When did you leave from the class? How will they answer? What do you think, sisters? Would they say kharajtum min al-fasli ba'da darsi? Would they say kharajtu min al-fasli ba'da darsi? Or would they say kharajna min al-fasli? Very good, mashallah. They will say kharajna, because our question was you all. Answer will not be you all, or answer will not be I, because our question is asked to the group. So the group will answer, say we. We left after the lesson. Kharajna ba'da darsi. Aina dhahabtum ba'da darsi? Where did you go after the lesson? So it's easy. We all know how is the answer going to be. All you need to understand here is that the dhahaba, when the question was being asked to the plural male, the pronoun tum was attached. But when those same plural group of males, masculine, are answering, how will they answer? They will say, Dhahabna ilal maktabati. Here it is, we went, Dhahabna. So you see, sisters, doing a little hard work in the beginning, paying some focus and going through certain things extensively. Alhamdulillah, in the book 1, where people find the book 1 is overwhelming, Alhamdulillah, we find it is very, very easy. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. You sisters have worked very hard. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Ameen. Min ayyi idha'atin sami'tumul akhbara? From which radio station you heard the news? So they will answer, Sami'na min adha'ati Landana. I don't need to ask this question again. Why Landana, not Landani, even though they are mudaf mudafil? The reason is, who can tell me why not Landani? Very good, because it is mamnu min as-sarf. It is diptote. It does not accept kasra. So it is majroor by how? Fatha. If you have to do the i'rab, how will you say it is majroor? You will say majroor bil fatha. Yani majroor by fatha. Now this is different, isn't it? Normally majrur is by kasra. So if something is not as per as it should be, then you should give the reason. Like if you go to school, college, university, everybody comes to the class every day. Let's say one day, one of your friend Fatima is not in the class, and the teacher will ask who is not in the class, and you say Fatima is absent because she is sick. But if Zainab is present, you're not going to say Zainab is present because that is obvious, right? So now, if you when you do the Arab, when you were writing the explanation, how will you write Landana? You will say it's majrur bil fatha. Limaza? Why? لأنه ممنوع من الصرف. Once again, these things are the side notes. If you want to take the notes, it's good. Otherwise, please try to retain that in your memory, inshallah. Okay. Next is أكرة القدم لعبتم أم كرة السلة? Did you play football or basketball? So how will they answer? لعبنا كرة القدم. We played football and this. So the question was, did you play football or basketball? But the main thing was لعبتم, you all. So they said لعبنا, we all. The answer came as we all. I hope it is very simple, sisters. Now the next one is attachment of plural feminine pronoun to the verbs. So now you have أشربتم القهوة يا إخوان? Did you drink the tea, oh brothers? So what will be what's the example here? You have to change sharibitum into sharibitunna. Previously you asked the brothers, now you're asking the sisters. So can you say asharibitumul qahwata ya akhawat? You cannot. You are speaking to sisters, so you will change the pronoun accordingly, and you will say asharibitunna qahwata ya akhawat. So in this exercise, in the question, you have a masculine pronoun is attached with the verb because the question is being asked to the brothers, right? Now, when you're asking these questions to the group of sisters, plural females, you have to change this sharibitum, this tum into tunna, because we use tunna for female plurals. Have a look on this chart on the left-hand side. Dhahabtunna, you plural females went. And shariba, we all know the meaning and the tasrif. What is tasrif? Tasrif is a word which is an Arabic word for the English word conjugation. How heavy it is and complicated to say conjugated. If I say conjugate dhahaba, so thaqil, so heavy on the tongue. Rather, if I say do the tasrif, sarrif. Sarrif means conjugate. So when we say sarrif, it means conjugate, and the whole conjugation is called tasrif. So what is this? Shariba, yashrabu, ishrab. This is tasrif of the fail shariba. So shariba is the past tense, yashrabu is the present tense, or could be a future tense depending on the context, and ishrab is the command. So now let's go and do the exercise. أقرأتم هذه المجلة يا رجال? قرأ, what's the tasrif? Meaning is to read. قرأ يقرأ اقرأ. So you are asking the group of brothers about the magazine. Did you read this magazine, old man, oh gentlemen? How will you say to females? أقرأتن هذه المجلة يا نساء? So رجال, opposite of رجال is nisa. And قرأتم became قرأتن. Now it is simple, I hope. أفهمتم الدرس الجديد يا أبنائي? Did you understand the new lesson, O my sons? If you speak to daughters, how will you say? أفهمتن الدرس الجديد يا بناتي? What's the relationship between الدرس and الجديد? Who can quickly tell me, sisters? What is the relationship between الدرس and الجديد? Very good. Naat and man'ut. Naat and man'ut. Very good, mashallah. And kharaja, yakhruju, ukhruj. This is a word which is coming in our next sentence. Mata kharajtum min al-madrasati ya awladu? When did you leave from the school, O boys? How will you say same to the girls? متى خرجتن من المدرسة يا بنات. صحيح. خرجتم became خرجتن and أولاد became بنات. Is everybody clear, sisters? I hope everybody understands. There's really nothing new here. And the next verb is سمع يسمع اسمع, means to listen. أسمعتم الأذان يا إخوان? Did you hear the azan, O brothers? How will you say to the sisters? أسمعتن الأذان يا أخوات? So سمعتم became سمعتن, and إخوان, opposite of إخوان is أخوات. Now the word رأى. رأى يرى ري means to see. أرأيتم المدرس الجديد يا إخوان? Did you see the new teacher, oh brothers? How will you say to sisters? أرأيتن المدرسة الجديدة يا أخوات? 4 changes. أرأيتم became أرأيتن because masculine changed into feminine. Now, obviously, for the brothers, teacher was masculine, so it was al-mudarris, masculine. But now for sisters, teacher is also female. So al-mudarrisat, well, how do we make masculine into feminine? Just by adding ta marbuta. Al-mudarris, male teacher. Al-mudarrisa, female teacher. Al-Jadid is the Naat, as we've seen before. Al-Naat and Manut, they match in all 4 things. And one among those is the gender. So Al-Jadid was masculine because the Naat, Al-Mudarris, is masculine. Al-Jadidata. Why is it Tamarbuta? Why it is feminine? Because Man'ud, who you are talking about, is feminine. So the Naat is also feminine. Now here, once again, very easy, skill test for choosing correct verb form. So we have seen on last 2 slides, last 2 exercises, the correct verb form for masculine and correct verb form for feminine. So now you have a question here. Did you read the Quran, O my sons? Here is the question given. Fill in the blanks, Al-Quran al-yawma ya abnai. All you have to do is, you have to put the verb here with the correct form, with the correct verb form, because if you're speaking to brothers, group of masculine, then you will use the masculine pronoun attached to the verb. If you are speaking to sisters, then you will use the feminine pronoun attached to the verb. So what is the word for reading? Qara. We all know that, and alhamdulillah it is written here. So what will we choose, sisters? Qara'tum or qara'tunna for abnai, for sons? Obviously it's underlined here, right? So it's easy. But alhamdulillah, I hope without it as well is easy and everybody understands that. Qara'tumul Qur'an al-yawma ya abnai. You see one subtle thing here, sisters. If you have noticed, qara'tum had a sukoon, but here there's no sukoon. It's not a qara'tum, it's a qara'tumul Qur'an. Where did this dhamma come from? Is everybody getting what I'm saying? Once again, if you look at this verb, is qara'tum. Qara'tum means you all males read, isn't it? Dhahabtum, you all males went. Kharajtum, you all male left. Akaltum, you all male ate. Katabtum, you all male wrote. Tum, meme is with the sukun, but why meme has got dhamma here? Inshallah, we'll see in today's lesson why meme has got dhamma here. And we will see the examples from the Quran, inshallah. And we'll see the examples from the book to understand it, and we'll see from the Quran. So when we, next time when we're reciting the Quran, we are doing the tadabbur, we are contemplating, and we are, alhamdulillah, we will feel very happy when we will see that and we'll say, alhamdulillah, I know why it is. I know the reason for it, inshallah. So here, what are you going to choose? The question is, when did you return from Makkah, oh my brothers? So everything is given here. What's the word for return? Sisters, this is important that you know the verbs. Because you see, if you know the mudaf, mudaf ilayh, if you know naat and manut, if you know mubtada and khabar, if you know fi'il and fa'il, you know the structure. So half of the knowledge you have. But if you don't know the meaning of the word and you're reciting the Quran, you see 2 words and you can understand this is mudaf, mudaf ilayh. Right? How do we know one word is mudaf, mudaf ilayh? Let's take an example. If I say, if I say, for example, Babul Masjidi, what is Al Masjidi doing here? Al Masjidi is mudaf ilayh. How do you know? Alhamdulillah, being a student of level 3, You know, Babul Masjidi, al Masjid is mudafila. If somebody will ask how, you will say because al Masjid is majroor, and words are all the Arab majroor for the noun will only occur if there is something which will make it majroor, if there's a governing word before that. And the governing words for majroor we have studied is harf jar and mudafila and zarf. So Bab means door, right? Babul Masjidi. By just looking at, you know, maybe you don't know the meaning of Bab, right? But you know, Al Masjidi is majroor, and before Al Masjidi there is no fi, min, ila, ala. And so that's it. It means it's not harf jar. So what else left? Only thing left it is mudafil. Am I right, sisters? Everybody getting there? For example, just think you even didn't know the meaning. But okay, you're reading the Quran, you're reading the hadith of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and you understood this word is mudaf, mudafili. But if you don't know the meaning of that word, then it will not be much helpful, isn't it, sisters? So we need to know both things. For that, whatever verbs are coming in the book, please memorize them. Nouns are good for you to memorize, but I would suggest you your main focus should be on verbs. Why? Because we know the verbs. You know, if you know the verb and its meaning, and if you already know the conjugation, which alhamdulillah, we already know the tasrif. For example, for Madi, you know the tasrif of dhahaba, kharaja, akala. Any verb I will give you, you will be able to do the conjugation, even though you don't know the meaning of that verb. If I give you a verb, masalan, wa'ada, waqafa, Ya'isa. You don't know maybe the meaning of waqafa, ya'isa, wa'ada, but you will be able to do the whole thing, wa'ada, wa'ada, wa'adu, wa'adat, wa'ada, wa'adna. You will do till the end, wa'atu, wa'adna, without even knowing the meaning. So you have already surpassed 50% of what is needed, sisters. Now, pay attention to the meaning and try to memorize them. So if you know the meaning of the verb, then just by knowing one meaning, you know the meaning of the whole conjugation. So if you know the meaning of dhahaba, he went, then you obviously know the meaning of dhahab too, I went. You obviously know the meaning of dhahab na, we all went. I hope you're getting the, sisters. So please, sisters, try to memorize the verbs, because when you will see the verb in the Quran, if you know the meaning, then you will be able to understand, inshallah, very, very easily. So the word here is raja. Mata raja'tum min makkata ya ikhwani. Raja'tum. Why? Because the brothers are being addressed. Now we will try to move a little faster, sisters. Now, did you wash your faces with soap? Now that you are asking question to sisters, how will you say? Aghasaltum or aghasaltunna? Aghasaltunna wujuhakunna bis-sabun. You see, ghasaltunna wujuhakunna. Ghasal, ghasala is the verb, tunna is the pronoun for the female. Wujuh is the plural of face, wajhun. But here mudaf ilayh is also coming. Mudaf, mudaf ilayh. So this mudaf ilayh is reflecting what? You are speaking to them, right? Your all faces. So you are saying wujuhu kunna. Min ayyi idha'atin al-akhbara ya banati. What will you say? Sami'tum or sami'tunna? Because it's banati, sami'tunna. If it was ya awlad or ya abna, then it was sami'tum. Min ayyi babin, fill in the blanks, al-masjida ya ikhwan. You know, speaking to brothers, what will you say? Dakhaltum or dakhaltunna? Dakhaltum, because this is brothers. Dakhaltum. Last. From which, this one, sorry. Why did you open the doors, oh my windows, sorry, oh my daughters? So what will you say? Lima fatahtunna nawafidha ya banati. Fatahtunna, if it was ya abnai, ya ikhwani, ya tullabi, if you were speaking to a masculine plural, you would say fatahtum. But here, you are saying fatahtunna because it is feminine. Is everybody with me, sisters? You're getting that? Alhamdulillah. Okay, number 6 is about the kana. We have exercise number 6. We've already done last time. If we will have time, inshallah, we will try to revise it again. Okay, so now, please pay attention, sisters. These are the examples from the Quran. I want you to please pay attention, sisters. So look at this, this ayah here. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم حتى زرتم المقابر, until you visit the graveyards. Look at this word, sisters. Zurtum. What kind of zur? From Zara Yazuru, right? It is the verb of visiting. But right now, focus on the pronoun. Tum, what kind of pronoun is that? If you look at here in our conjugation chart, tum, you all males, female. We saw you all male, right? Tum means you all male. So if you look at this word, tum, this meme, look at this sister's conjugation. Tum meme has got a sukoon. But look at this ayah in the Quran. It's not zurtum, it's zurtumul maqabir. The meme has got a dhamma now. In the pronoun, we know meme has got sukoon, but why there is a dhamma? Another thing, look at the translation here, sisters. As we have discussed many times, translation will not always do the justice, will always not be able to give you the exact meaning. Many a times, the running translation is okay for you to understand, but if you want to know everything fully word to word, you may not. Tum means you all males, but look at the translation. It is you, it's not you all male, right? So if somebody is trying to understand the translation without knowing Arabic, then they will not be able to understand through the translation of the full well meaning, right? I hope you're getting what I'm saying. Coming back to where we were. So, zahabtum, akaltum, sharibtum, every time tum has got a sukoon on meme, why there is a dhamma? This is the question. Another example. Ya ayyuhan nas, antumul fuqara'u ila Allah, wallahu huwal ghaniyul hamid. Here, look at this. Antum, we know antum has got dhamma here. How antum is usually written? Antum means you. Once again, two things. First of all, antum means you, all, plural, males. But look at the translation. It's only you is written, right? Now, coming from the language point of view, antum, what word is that? This is the antum. This is our pronoun. Detached pronoun. Huwa, huma, hum. Hiya, huma, hunna. Anta, antuma, antum. Mim has got sukoon, tum, right? But look here. Antumul fuqara. It's not antum. Why there's a dhamma? So we saw zurtumul maqabir. This meme has got dhamma. Whereas in the verbs, it is tum. This pronoun, detached pronoun, this was attached pronoun, tum, right? Antum is a detached pronoun. It is actually, when we do the verbs, it's antum. But here is antumu. Why? Let's look at the third example. So this was antumu, right? Third one. قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير. This time أنتم, once again, meaning is you. It's not written the plural. This was one understanding. But how? This time أنتم has got a sukoon, as we have seen before here. أنتم, look, this detached pronoun has sukoon. Here أنتم is sukoon. أنتم do not have a dhamma. Quickly recapping the slide, we have seen three examples from the Quran. Zurtum, in the verb conjugation, we have studied tum has got a sukoon, but in the Quran, we see there's a dhamma. This is the attached pronoun. When we look at the detached pronoun, antum, we have studied in the list that antum, meme has got sukoon, but with the Quran, in the Quran, we see antum, here it's antumu, it's not with the sukoon. Third example, we see antum, same antum, but now antum do not have a dhamma. It has sukoon, as we have studied in our course. So what is the reason? Let's have a look at this. So this is where what we will learn is how to pronounce letter meme, which has sukoon, which is vowel-less, followed by alif and lam. So like we are doing now, what we have discussed, we will see the same thing a little bit in Arabic. So when you will get the notes, you know the concept. When you will see it in Arabic, inshallah, it will improve your reading and understanding skills. Al-mimu sakinatu idha jaa بعدها حرف الطريف ألف ولام فإنها تكون مضمومة. So if meme sakina, vowel-less meme, if there comes حرف الطريف, which is alif and lam, then the meme will become madmuma. Meme will have a dhamma. Nahu. You see, nahu, what's the meaning of nahu? Up to this point, we understood that nahwa is the grammar, right? Nahwa is the grammar. Nahwa means what in English? When we say nahu, what we are learning, grammar. But nahu also means example. when we say example. So this nahu here means for example. You see, Arabic is so rich language, one word can give you many different meanings. So nahu, when we normally discuss, we are talking about as if we are translating into the word grammar into Arabic, and the Arabic equivalent for the word grammar is nahu. But nahu also means example. So if you were to translate this sentence into English, when you will come to the word nahu, you will say, for example, or example. So here's the example. أقرأتم القرآن. Look, what was the aslu? Asluha hakada. And the original was like this. أقرأتم القرآن. أقرأ, is Hamzatul Istifham. Qara is the word, and tum is the pronoun for you all, and al-Qur'an is your maf'ulun bihi. So, but when you read that, you don't say qara'tum al-Qur'an. If you do that, then you're putting a full stop. But is there any nukta? Is there any full stop after qara'tum? A comma after qara'tum? No. So you have to continue. How will you continue? Now it is iltaqai sakinain, meeting of two vowel-less letters. As you can see, the last letter of the first word mim has got a sukoon. And here, in this word, lam has got a sukoon. Right? Somebody may say, why I'm not talking about alif? Because alif is hamzatul wasl. When hamzatul wasl is sandwiched between two words, is coming between two words, subhanallah, astaghfirullah, then we will not even consider that it's there. It will not be discussed. It is just in writing. It will not be anywhere in speech. So we are not going to talk about that. What is the next letter we consider here is lam, which has got sukoon. So this is iltaqai sakinan. How iltaqai sakinan is resolved? This is how. If mim has got a sukoon, and then you find next word which has got alif and lam, and obviously lam is sukoon, then you give dhamma to the meme. So now you have a dhamma, so you are able to pronounce. Once again, this we've done many times. If we say aqra'tum, I'm stuck, I need a haraka. Haraka, what does haraka do? What does vowel sound do? They move the sound. Fatha moves the sound up. Meme fatha ma. Dhamma move the sounds round. Meme dhamma mu. Kasra moves the sound down. Meme kasra mi. Ma mu mi. But if there's no haraka, then I'm stuck. How will I open my mouth? Which direction shall I take this letter meme out? Ma, mi, mu. I'm clueless because I don't have any haraka. So what haraka we will get here? We will put a dhamma. So if I have a dhamma, I will say mu and I'll join. Aqara'tu mul Qur'an. Mul Qur'an. I hope everybody's clear. So these are the examples. Aqara'tum. Okay, look at this now. Same verb here, aqara'tum, but here we are not putting dhamma. Anybody can tell me why we did not say aqara'tumu hadha al-kitaba? Why we are saying aqara'tum hadha al-kitaba? It should be clear by now, sisters. Who can think of the reason? Look at the example here, and then maybe inshallah it will become more clear. So this is aqara'tum hadha al-kitaba. Did you read this book? No change. Tum is tum. There's no tumu. But here in this sentence, aqara'tum and al-Quran. So we changed into aqara'tumul Quran. What's the difference between the two? Why aqara'tum did not get a dhamma here? And why the same verb attached with the same pronoun got a dhamma here? Aqara'tumu. Any answers? You can write in the chat box, you can write in the notebook, your notebooks, not a problem. Alhamdulillah, very good, because this tum, what is followed by tum? Is there any alif and lam? No. What is the rule? Al-mimu sakinatu idha ja'a ba'daha harfu tarifi al. Letter meme followed by al. So here, letter meme of this, when we say letter meme here, we are talking about this pronoun, sisters. Bear in mind, not any meme. Subhanallah, I should have added it here. Aqra'tum hadha al-kitaba. Because there's no alif lam, so we don't need it. There's no problem because there's no iltaqai sakinain. There's no two vowel-less letters. So if there's no problem, then how are you going to look for the solution? So you will not do anything. You will simply read aqra'tum hadha al-kitaba. Here you will say aqra'tumul Qur'ana because of alif lam. Look at the another one. So this was the first one. Second one, ara'aytum hamida. Did you see Hamid? Ara'aytum. You see, meme has got sukoon. We didn't say ara'aytumu, but look at the next example. Ara'aytumul mudarrisa. Why meme sukoon had got a dhamma? Because the next word has got alif and lam. So if you look at this one, meme at sukoon, lam at sukoon. Hence why we had to put haraka on the meme, so we are able to move the letter forward. Last one on this page. Alakum hadhal baytu. Kum, once again, is sukoon. But the next letter is not alif and lam, hence kum has got sukoon. It does not get any dhamma. But if you look at the next example, alakum al baytu. Now, mim has sukoon and afterward lam has sukoon. So we say alakumul baytu. Alakumul baytu. I hope it is clear. This is something we have seen in the Quran. Now, when you will recite the Quran, you will be able to see that, right? And inshallah, you'll be able to recognize it, and you will be able to actually, uh, how to say, you will be able to actually understand that, inshallah. So today's lesson is revolving around these things, inshallah. So now look at this one, how to pronounce letter ta followed by alif and lam. This is, we already know, right? We have been doing it since few lessons. Well, alhamdulillah, you see the benefits. It says we are doing things repeatedly over and over again, and when they're coming, we don't find it as difficult. So this is another ayah. وَأَخْرَجَتِ الْأَرْضُ أَثْقَالَهَا. What is this ta? Originally, this ta was a sukoon. Why? Earth discharges, and the earth discharges its burden. Earth is a feminine noun in Arabic. So if it was Fatima, what do we say? ذهبت Fatima, right? So verb will get tautanis to show that the doer of the verb was feminine. So here this ta is coming, it is tautanis, and tautanis always at sukoon, right? I don't think anybody will say, okay, who is the doer here? Al-ard is the doer. We have discussed that last time, that it is not necessary that only human beings can be the fa'il. What's the definition of fa'il? In the beginning, we've learned fa'il is the doer of the action. This is true, but just add one more thing to that. Fa'il, as in English, it's clear, it's a doer of the action, doer of the word, doer of the action. But anything else which is attributed to the doing of action is also fa'il in Arabic. Like we've seen last time. Tala'at ash-shamsu. The sun arose. When the sun arises, who is doing the action of rising? The sun. Is sun human being? No, sun is not human being. But who is doing the action? Sun is doing the action. So it is okay for the doer to be irrational being, right? The main point here is al-ard is our fa'il. Al-ard is our doer, which is feminine. So the verb is getting tanis attached to that. As we know, this is the rule. We can't say dhahaba Fatimatu. ذهب عائشة. We must say ذهبت فاطمة. أكلت عائشة. So this is أخرجت. It is أخرجت الأرض, but we can't read like that because ta has got sukoon. Al-ard, lam has got sukoon. In the Quran, you will see sukoon is sometimes written like this, as if you can see it like a small dal. So this is sukoon. So there's a kasr. أخرجت الأرض أثقالها. So what is it here? أما التاء الساكنة. Amma taw sakina for, or as well as for taw sakina wa noonu sakina. For ta with vowelless ta and the vowelless noon. We'll look into the noon in a while. Let's talk about ta. Amma taw sakina idha ja'a ba'dahuma harfu ta'rifi. If there comes after two of them, huma is for ta and noon. But let's not go too much into the detail. What is written here is for taw sakina, if after it alif lam will come, then it will become maksur, it will have a kasra. So this is kharajatil bint. It was kharajat because al bint is daughter, is feminine, but this sukoon of the ta is turned into kharajatil. We'll see the examples of man in a next slide. So kharajatil bintu wa asluha hakada, and the original was kharajat al-bintu. This is ta with the sukoon and lam with the sukoon. So what did we do? We put kasra under the ta so we can resolve, we can solve iltaqai sakinain, meeting of two sukoon. So what is the formula? What do you do? If you have a sukoon, if you have a ta tanis, ta with the sukoon, and next word you have alif and lam, then you will change this sukoon into kasra and you will join two words together. So this is the example. Kharajat Aminatu. Kharajatil bintu. It was originally, look here, Kharajat Aminatu. We didn't put any kasra on Kharajat. We didn't put any kasra on ta. Why, sisters? Who can answer? We just said for taw sakina, we put a kasra. We see here Kharajatil bintu. It was originally Kharajat bisukun, but we put kasra. Why we didn't put kasra here with the amin? Any answers? MashaAllah, very good. Once again, the rule is if this ta, vowelless ta is followed by alif and lam, is there any alif and lam after this ta? No. There is another word which has got a haraka. Khalas, end of the story. This is not falling into the rule we are discussing. The rule applies only when this ta has got sukoon and afterwards it's got alif and lam, like in this one. So I hope it is clear. Now, pay attention, sisters. Look at this ayah from the Quran. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Have you seen the one who denies the recompense? This ta, why there is no kasra here? Who can tell me? There is an alif lam after that. There's a lam. You see, there's a lam. Why there is no kasra? Why ara'ayti? Very good, mashallah, because this ta is not ta tanis. Is there any feminine word coming after that? How do you know the word is ta tanis? You will see feminine coming after that ta, right? Is there any feminine coming? No, there's nothing. And if you look at the translation, have you seen this araita? This ta is the damir pronoun for ta. Katabta, you one male wrote. Akalta, you one male ate. Ra'aita, you one male saw. So the question is, Ara'aita, have you? So it's about one male. Originally, this ta is not a vowelless ta. This ta is originally with the fatha because this is the damir ta, which means you one male. This is not harfut tanis, which is ta. I hope it is clear, sisters. And look at this example. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. Min, what kind of word is min? Fi, ila, ala, min. Everybody knows that. If everybody knows that, then everybody should be writing in the chat box. So I could also feel happy that sisters are revising. And if you cannot write on the chat box, then with all honesty, write it in your notebook. I know that you are writing in your notebook, inshallah. And I know that you are paying attention to the class. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you all, sisters. Very good. Min has got sukoon, right? But why there's the fatha coming here? Same reason, min has got sukoon and then alif lam is there. So this lam has got sukoon. So how to pronounce letter noon, which is vowelless, followed by alif and lam? We've seen in the previous slide as well. Same thing what we have done earlier. There's a sukoon here and there's alif lam here. So we put a fatha. This is the wrong thing. This is not a correct figure here. It's you put a fatha. You put a fatha here, right? Ignore this small clip here. Look at this one. Man hadhal walad. First of all, look at this. Man hadhal walad. Why this noon has got sukoon? We did not change. Very simple reason, because afterwards there's no alif and lam coming. So we don't need to change this sukoon because there's no meeting of sukoon. If there's no problem, then why we need to look for the solution? But if you look at this one, man and then al-walad is coming. Man has got sukoon, as you can see here. Man has got sukoon, right? And then lam has got sukoon. Sorry, this whole example is minal kafiri. This is a different thing, then this is a different thing. These are two different rules here for man and min. If it is man, then you will make it manil, right? If it was min, then you will make it minal. So I hope you are getting that. If you are not getting 100%, it's okay, sisters. We will be keep repeating these things. Inshallah, you will get that. Once again, if you have a word man, then you will put a kasra here. Manil walad. Manil walad. And if you have min, then you will say minal kafir, because both situation here, noon has got sukoon, lam has got sukoon, right? So you will not say minil, you will say minal. Because if you put kasra here, it will become minil. This is not right. You say minal. But if the word is man, then you will say manil walad. I hope you are getting this, sisters. Wallahu alam. These are the exercises for what we've just done. The first three here are for the meme. Aqra'tum hadha al-kitaba. No change in the meme. But when alif lam is coming, aqra'tumul Qur'an. Those first three are with the meme. Second one is for the taw tanis. Kharajat. So it will become kharajatil bint. And this is man hadha al-walad. So that become manil walad. Right? And then these are the same things. Quickly do that. Akaltumul mauza. You, plural, male, ate the banana. So akaltum has become akaltumu. Whereas here, it didn't become jalastumu because after meme, there's no alif lam coming. So we say jalastum fil fasl. But if you look at this third one, all of these pronouns are tum pronouns. But look, once tum is coming with dhamma, once it is coming without dhamma. This is all we need to know, and we alhamdulillah understood that. Here, akaltum, the same tum. Here is the tum in the pronoun dhahabtum, akaltum, sharibtum, katabtum. This meme has got a dhamma. Why? Because the next word has got alif lam, which has got sukoon. Here, same tum, jalastum, but this sukoon do not change into dhamma. Why? Because there's no alif lam. So I hope it is clear. We'll move to the next slide. Inshallah, I hope this is very clear. Now here, this is for the ease of pronunciation. This slide, this exercise, this text is for us to understand something different here. So you have a, first of all, if you want to say he hit him, how will you say? Daraba means what? Daraba means he hit. Now we need a maf'ulun bihi. So what will we do? We will bring a pronoun. Where the pronoun will come from? This list, sisters? Marfu or mansub pronoun? Where the pronoun will come from? Maf'ulun bihi pronouns come from the attached list, which is a mansub pronoun list, right? This one. So we'll say daraba plus who, daraba who. What is the meaning? He hit him. But if it's the sister, I want to say she hit him. So I can't say daraba. I have to say darabat because she's a female. Towards the female. So I say darabat. And then I want to say him. How will I say? Same thing. Who? Darabat who. Darabat who. So daraba means he hit. Who means him. Darabat means she hit. Who means he, which is an object, maf'ulun bihi. Once again, if I want to say you hit him, what will I say? Darabta. Darabta means what? Daraba is the verb. And who's the doer? Yes, sisters, who can tell me? There are two things here we need to learn, but we'll see if we can get both things or not. Daraba means he hit, like we've seen here, right? Why is it has got sukoon here? We have discussed that in last two lessons. When a mutaharrik pronoun, the pronoun which has got a haraka is attached to the verb, the last letter of the verb will get sukoon. Right, look at this here. Dhahaba, dhahaba, dhahabu, dhahaba, dhahaba. In this 5 verb forms, last letter, lam kalima of the verb, has got a haraka. No problem originally how it was. But then after that, it is getting sukoon. Zahabna, zahabta, zahabtuma, zahabtum, zahabti, zahabtuma, zahabtunna, zahabtu, zahabna. Why? Because the pronoun we are attaching is an active pronoun, is a mutaharrik pronoun. It is a vowel. It has a vowel sign. So we will give sukoon to the third one. Why? Because Arabs like that. They don't like 4 vowel signs coming like this together. So they put a sukoon there. And there's another benefit we will get from that as well, which inshallah we'll try to discuss if we can. So darabta means you hit. But if I want to say you hit him, how will I say, sisters? Who can help me? What will I say? Pick a pronoun from here. Him, I will still say who. Darabta, who. Darabta, who. You hit him. Now here comes something new to learn. So please pay attention. If I want to say you female hit him, how will I say darabati? What is daraba here? Is our verb of hitting. Ti is you one female. Darabati, look, you one female. Don't mix this ta without tanis. This is she went. This is not a pronoun. This is harf. This is particle. This just says the doer is some feminine. Here, ti is a pronoun which means you one female. Ta means you one male. So this is We have seen darabtahu, you one male hit him. But if I want to say you one female hit him, darabti. Darabti means you one female hit, but I want to add an object. Who you hit? You hit him. So how will we say darabtu, darabti? Who or darabtihi? This is something we need to understand, sisters. If you pay attention, once again, go back. Every time this damir is who. Look at the, okay, let's look at this slide again. Look at this who. What is the original haraka on? Sisters, please pay attention. What is the original haraka on this list of damair, list of pronoun? Who? How with the dhamma? Is there a kasra? Is it he? No, it's who. Likewise, it's appearing here. Darabahu, darabathu, darabtahu. But what is becoming here? Darabati, darabti. Who or darabti? It became darabtihi. Why darabtihi? Because kasra is easy to pronounce if there's a kasra before that. I would urge you, sisters, say this who with the dhamma. Say darabati who, darabati who. It is difficult. Somebody in this class, mashallah, this is a global class. Sisters from all over the world are in the class. They may say it is very easy for me to say darabti who. Look, my tongue didn't stuck. I'm fine. Okay, you are fine because maybe your language is like that. Your tongue is used to with that. You don't have a difficulty. But Arabs, they found it difficult for themselves. So how did they ease that? By changing this dhamma into kasra, darabtihi, darabtihi. So after kasra, you cannot have dhamma because it is, if you originally think it is darabtihu, your tongue is down. If you understand the makharijul huruf, if you go and learn, if you know the makharijul huruf, you will understand. When you say kasra, you actually let your lips go down a little. You can't see my face, but like your lips will somehow drop. Ti, ti, and then you say ti, and then you immediately move up. Ti, oo. You know, sisters, we are learning Arabic. We need to know the phonetics. We know kasra moves the sound down. How do you move the sound down? By bringing your lips down, by plunging them down. Ti. And what is dhamma? Moving the sound out. Tu. So 1 second you are plunging it, your lips. Next second you are bringing them up, making them round. To make a round sound, this is difficult. To make it easy, this who was turned into he. So, darabtihi, darabtihi, very easy. Now the last one here is, I hit him. Darabtu, and then you edit who. Darabtuhu. To dhamma is very easy. Darabtuhu. No problem. Darabtuhu. The lips are going in the same direction, so you don't get yourself tired. This is why we should be very easy in reciting the Quran. We should not recite the Quran with takalluf. When you recite the Quran with the tajweed, you should recite it with very easy. You don't remember ha, ha. You don't have to tire yourself, right? Just read it in a very easy way. Do the articulation as it is supposed to be done, but don't overdo it, right? So just if you do it in a relaxed way, you will be able to recite more and more, inshallah. And these things all will help, and you will see next time in the Quran. I remember seeing these things in level 1 book, or book 1 chapter, in the early chapters. I was not in a position at that time, sisters, to go through that because that could have been too much at that time. How would I didn't have that slide with me over there. How would I explain it to you without this slide, that why it is becoming like that? So we have seen before, qalamun, right? Take the tanween out because mudaf do not accept tanween, so I'll say qalamu, right? But when I say my pen, why I say qalami? You see now the reason? It is difficult to say qalamui. It is easy to say qalami because kasra, before that kasra is suitable instead of having a dhamma. You understand, sisters? Qalamui, this is not correct. Difficult. Qalami, easy. Can I say kitabui? Actual word is kitabun, but because of mudaf, tanween will go. Okay, tanween is gone, single dhamma left, kitabu. I added yaw mutakallim, ya for me. Why I'm not saying kitabui? This is the reason we are not saying kitabui, because kitabui is difficult. Whereas kitabi is very fluid on the tongue. I hope, sisters, today's lesson is very, very highly beneficial, inshallah. Look at another thing related to that. Ease of pronunciation once again. We've seen the pronoun darabtum. What's the meaning of, we have seen the pronoun tum, I'm sorry. Once again, look at this transition. Look at this part, sisters, where the mouse is. Darabtum, what's the meaning of darabtum? Tum means you all males, and daraba means hit. Darabtum means you all males hit. But if I want to add an object and I want to say you all male hit him, you plural male hit him. Look at the first line as well if you want to see the transition. You plural males hit him. So so I'll simply add who, but how will I say? Shall I say darab darabtumuhu? Darabtumuhu? It is difficult. Look at the this one. If you say darabtumuhu, it is easy on the tongue. If I say here, look at this example, darabtumhu, darabtumhu, this is wrong, right? You will say darabtumuhu, darabtumuhu, because that becomes easy. Originally, darabtum, tum had a sukoon. Afterwards, you had a ha, which has got a dhamma. So how are you going to deal with that? When you say tum, you become very easy on tum, and then afterwards you immediately open your mouth, tumhu. Say it without making the necessary changes. These two words together without doing any changes. Darabtumhu, darabtumhu. It's really saqil. So what do? You say darabtumuhu, darabtumuhu. So you add wow here. So originally, if you just see the spelling, you will find darabtum plus hu is darabtumhu, but this is not correct. You read like this one, darabtumuhu. So when the question is, where is the new student? Aina talibul jadidu. Did you see him? So the questioner is asking group of boys about one student. So how is he saying? Ara'aytumuhu. He's not saying ara'aytumhu. So two changes. Meme has got a dhamma, and afterwards wow has been added. So here, look at the number 3. This is easy, it's a relatively easy word here. Hada darsun sahlun. This is an easy lesson. Did you understand it? So the teacher is asking students, male students. So he say, is istifham for the question. Fahima, we know the meaning is this verb. Fahima means to understand. Tum is the verb, sorry, pronoun for the male, masculine, plural. Fahim tum means did you understand? But he wants to add the lesson. He's talking about the lesson. So if he wants to add who, how will he say? Shall he say afahim tumuhu? No, he will say afahim tumuhu. So you will simply add wow. Here is the more practice here. So if you have to say you plural and male understood them, so how will you say ra'aytum? But if you want to say them, you want to add mafulun bihi, you want to add this pronoun with it. What will you say? Ra'aytumuhum. Ra'aytumuhum. Fahimtum, you understand. But if you want to talk about some particular thing, maybe you talk about some particular problem, did you understand that mushkila, that problem? Fahimtumuha. Fahimtumuha. You will not say like it is written here with the plus sign, fahimtumha. This is wrong. You will add a wow in the middle, right? Now here, about the washing. If you want to say, this is about the exercise what we've done before. If I want to say you female washed, I will say ghasalti. Ghasalti means you one female washed. Katabti means you one female wrote. Kharajti means you one female left. But if I want to say ghasalti, you one female washed. But now I want to talk about something which that female has washed. Maybe it's a shirt. So we'll say ghasal. Ghasalti he. I will not say ghasaltihu, ghasaltihu as we've seen before. But look at this example. Wajadtu, we know the meaning of wajada means found. Wajadtu means I found. If I want to say I found him, maybe something was lost. Now I'm saying I found that book. I found this person. Wajadtuhu, will there be any change? No, wajadtuhu, there is no change in the who. Who is not getting kasra here. Who is getting kasra only if there is a kasra before that. So sisters, the crux of this is that you, okay, let me do the third one, then I'll revise again. Qataltum, and when you add ha, you add waw in the middle and you give dhamma to me. Qataltumuha. Sami'tum, and if you want to say I or you all male heard him, so sami'tum plus ha. This is how the original words are If you want to join them, what you will do, you will make two changes. You will give dhamma to the meme, and you will add wow in the middle. So the crux is when you say when you use the pronoun tum, right? Afterwards, if you are adding another pronoun, you add wow, just to ease the pronunciation. If you have tautanis and you are adding, no, sorry, not tautanis, that was different rule. If you have ta with the kasra, and if you have next word you are attaching with that, the next word will also become maksur, will have a kasra, because kasra, which is on the ta, it makes it difficult for the next letter to be pronounced if it is other than kasra, right? And this qataltum is the same thing what we've seen in number one here. If you wanna, if you have tum and you want to add another pronoun to add to make it a mafulun bihi, so what you will do is after tum you will add wow, and this meme will get a dhamma. So qataltumuha. I hope it is clear. We have spent too much time on that, sisters. I thought maybe inshallah this will be beneficial for you. So please pay attention, sisters, and do your exercises well, and don't just ignore it. It is very, very important. Now, Zu, these are the examples from the Quran for Zu. We have seen that before. It is nothing new. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Wallahu dhul fadlil azim. And Allah is the possessor of great bounty. وَرَبُّكُ الْغَفُورُ ذُو الرَّحْمَةِ. And thy Lord is the forgiver, owner of mercy. These are the examples from the Quran for the topic of Zu, which means having or possessing. So we have seen for the singular masculine, we use Zu, which is having or possessing. Hamidun Zu lihyatin. Hamid has a beard. But if it is for feminine, then we will use Dhatu. If we want to say Aisha is having knowledge, Aisha is a student having knowledge, Aisha is a knowledgeable student. Aisha tu talibatun dhatu ilmin. We will not say dhu ilmin. We will say dhu for masculine, dhatu for feminine. These two parts, we have done that before, the plural, but it's not covered in this chapter. Give me 1 second, sisters. Okay. So we'll just do this. This is the alarm telling me that the class time is coming to an end. So we'll inshallah quickly move. So this is Zu. This is the exercise for Zu. Here you're supposed to read this and understand why Zu is given. We have done that before. There's nothing new for us. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So look, Aina al-kitabu dhul ghilaf al-ahmad. Why Zu is coming here and not that? Because what we are talking about is kitab. Kitab is masculine or feminine? Masculine. So we say Zu. Liman ذاك البيت ذو الباب الأخضر. Once again, what we are talking about is al-bayt. So we are using Zu. And now, answer me for this one and we will see if you understood or not. For this sentence, what will we say? Who is that boy with the red shirt? Man ذلك الولد ذو القميص الأحمر أو ذات القميص الأحمر? Sisters, please answer. If you think Zu, press 1. If you think Dhatu, press 2. Zu, if you think Zu should come here, press 1. If you think Dhatu should come here, press 2. Very good. Zu. Why? Because al-walad is masculine. So these are the examples with masculine nouns. So we'll have Zu. ذلك الفتى, the young man with long hairs. So what will we say for with here? Zu or Zat? Zu, because it's a boy. Liman hadha daftaru. Whose notebook is this with the beautiful cover? So beautiful cover, with the beautiful cover. For what do we say? Zat or Zu? We'll say Zu because daftar is masculine. Dhalika rajulu. The men with the eyeglasses is our principle. Dhun nazara or Zatun nazara? Zu, because what we are talking about is masculine. Once again, man dhalika rajulu dhu lihyatil qasirati huwa mu'adhanu masjidina. Okay, this is the examples for the feminine. So it's straightforward. Aina al-majallatu dhatu suril mulawwana. Where is the magazine with colored pictures? Why Dhatu is coming? Because we are talking about the magazine. Which thing we are talking about which has got colored pictures? Magazine. What is magazine in Arabic? Majallatu. Ta marbuta, it's just feminine. So that's why Zatu is coming, right? And then هذه الدراجة ذات الأجل ثلاثي لابن الصغير. This bicycle with 3 wheels belongs to my younger son. So once again, why Dhatu is coming? Because we're talking about Darrajat. Here, Al-Imaratu, that building with the big windows is a bank. Why Dhatu is coming? But Al-Imaratu is feminine, so Dhatu is coming as feminine, right? Tilkal masajidu Dhat. Why Dhat is coming with masajid here? Masajid is feminine, is a plural word, is a masculine word, isn't it, sisters? Who can tell me? I can't see any ta marbuta. Why Dhatu is coming in with dhu? تلك المساجد ذات المنائر العالية جميلة جدا. Those masajid with high minarets are very beautiful. Any answer? Why this is not dhu? Al-masajid, I don't see anything here which tells me it is feminine. Very good. Well done. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, sisters. Very good answer. Because this is irrational plural. Irrational plural, even if it is masculine, if it is irrational plural, it is treated like as if it is a singular feminine. Very good. Barakallah. These are the examples of and أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. These are the examples, and this is which is equivalent of or in English, right? If you are asking a question, then you will not use the word aw. We have seen previously the English equivalent of or in Arabic is aw. Aw. Look, here it is aw. Look, in a non-interrogative sentence, aw is used for or. I heard the teacher or the principal, Sami'tul mudarrisa awil mudira. Aw means or. But if you are asking a question, then if there's Hamzatul Istifham, let's make it more simple. If Hamzatul Istifham is coming before that, then you will not use aw, you will use Two things to learn here. When you are asking a question which has got choices, here are also choices. One is not sure. I had the teacher or the principal. So two options are there, but it's not a question. If you turn it into a question, is this a masjid or a house? A masjidun hadha am baytun. So if you turn into a question, then with you will bring here. We have done this before. This is just a revision. Another thing to learn here is we will not say it like in English. In English, what do you say? You bring both choices together. Is this a masjid or a house? Is this a doctor or a nurse? Is this a lawyer or an engineer? Is this a book or a magazine? So you bring your choices together. In Arabic, your choices will come apart. First choice will come after second choice will come after A masjidun hadha am baytun. Amin Almania anta am min Firenze. Are you from Germany or France? As we have seen the examples in the Quran as well. Anzartahum. First, anzartahum is coming with Hamzatul Istifham. Lam tunzirhum is coming after So this is the exercise. I hope it is clear. I'll quickly gloss over it now because I hope we understood that. You will get it in your resource pack. Anyways, all you have to do is here. I'll just solve one, inshallah, here. English translation is given. Did you hit Abbas or Mahmoud? You have to arrange these words so that grammatically they are correct. You have Darabta, Abbasun, and Mahmudun, and you want to ask, did you hit? So you only have to use the word, add Hamzatul Istifham here, and then you have to use, because you are using Hamzatul Istifham and you are giving the choice, so you will use Hamzatul Istifham and Remember, in interrogative questions, or is represented by using So you have to use 5 words here. 3 of this and 2 are for the question and So how will you place them? You will place them Abbasan, Darabta, Mahmudan. In English, you will say, did you hit Abbas or Mahmud? Your both choices are together with or coming in between. But here, if you see, your first choice is coming after Hamzatul Istifham, your second choice is coming after and whatever rest you have here, which is a verb, which is coming in between two. Abbasan, Darabta, Mahmudan. Likewise, did you drink orange juice or grape juice? How will you say asirul burtaqali sharibta am asiral inabi? So I hope it is clear. You can do that in your homework, inshallah, and it will be helpful. These are some words. This is in the book, so we are discussing that. These are few words. Good to know that one half is called nisfun, one third is called thuluth, and the quarter is called rubu'un. They all are on the petal of fu'ulun. The dhamma of the ain kalima, second letter, is mostly omitted in the case of, like here, rubu'un, dhamma, because it was fu'ulun, ain had a dhamma, but it has been uh, omitted. But in the case of sulus, it is still there. So the word sudus, which is 1/6, will retain the actual harakat of the wazan, which is on the wazan of fu'ulun, but all other words, 1/5, 1/6, 1/7, 1/10, 1/9, 1/8, ain kalima will be silent. This is something just for you to read, and with the practice, inshallah, you will get that. So this is something important. You should be able to make these sentences on your own. This is very good for the practice. Don't be scared, make a mistake and correct it then. English translation is given, so the chances for mistakes are very less. These are the words and few words we have studied in this chapter. The author, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on Sheikh Abdul Rahim, he wants us to make sentences and become strong. So how will you say, Muhammad entered the restaurant? That's the restaurant, sorry. Who can tell me, sisters? How will we make this a sentence? All you have to do is use dakhala as your verb here and simply translate. Dakhala Muhammadun mat'aman. We have studied this word mat'am before. Bahatha an means to search for. So the question is, where did you search for your book? So how will you make this question? How will you bring this verb into a sentence? Aina bahatha an kitabik. Al-usbu' al-madi means last week. My father went to Makkah last week. How will you say? ذهب أبي إلى المكة في الأسبوع الماضي. All of these sentences, or the similar sentences, we've already studied in previous chapters. Al-bariha means last night. If I want to say I went to the classroom last night, ذهبت إلى الفصل البارحة. Ziyaratun means visit. The students went to visit the principal. How will we say? ذهب الطلاب لزيارة المدير. Zu means having or possessing. Whose book is this with yellow cover? لمن هذا الكتاب ذو الغلاف الأصفر. Why ذو and not that? Because al-kitab is the masculine. Nisfun, we've just seen nisfun. This pen is for $50. هذا القلم بنصف دولار. These are the new words. Transitions are given here. So I hope you will memorize them. I hope you will have a good look at them. Good way of memorizing, sisters, if you can maintain a small notebook, you know, the hand-sized notebooks, which you can keep in your bag, which can just be half of the hand size, very, very small size. Whenever you see the new vocabulary, the best is just write it once and then have that book with you wherever you go, wherever you are, maybe in your bag. Whenever you get some time, open that book, browse through pages. One page, half page, 3 words, 4 words, whatever time you have, few words. So this is a constant revision. And we are doing it for understanding the Quran, right? For understanding the Sunnah. So inshallah, all of these acts will be rewarding. May I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward all of us for our hard work. Ameen. Telegram lessons quickly. What did we do in Telegram? You were supposed to identify, this is for the benefit of those sisters who somehow, because of some reason, are not able to join Telegram, is not allowed in their country, access is not allowed, or their phones do not allow Telegram download, or some other issues, whatever may be. So you have to identify at least one ayah from the Quran and identify which has got mansoob and majzoom. So what is marfu? What's the alama of marfu in these verbs? Dhamma. Tajlisani, tajlisuna, presence of noon. Look, when it became majzoom, dhamma, which was the sound for marfu, became it says sukuna. La tajlis. La tajlis. Tajlis is majzoom because of la. It's an order, right? Command. So it goes sukun. But how will you say to 2 males or more males? How will you make majzoom? You make majzoom. Af'alul khamsa. We know what is af'alul khamsa. The verbs which end with alif noon, waw noon, or ya noon. When they are marfu, they are known, they are marfu by the presence of noon. right? Presence of noon. When they're majzoom, when the verb become majzoom, if there is a particle governing word before the verb which makes it majzoom, or if there is a governing word which makes it mansoob, then the particle will become mansoob. How will this tajlis become mansoob? Lan tajlisa. Tajlisa. Then seen will have a fatha because I'm bringing lan. Lan is for nasb. It's harfun nasb. It's a particle of nasb that makes it mansoob. But what is majzoom? This is majzoom. La tajlisa. How do we make majzoom here? By putting sukoon, right? For marfu, it was tajlisu. For mansoob, it became lan tajlisa, seen with the fatha. For majzoom, it became sukoon la tajlis. But that was for these verbs, which are from af'alul arba. We know af'alul arba are those verbs which do not have waw noon, alif noon, or ya noon attached to that, right? Or any noon attached to that for the argument's sake. And these ones, when af'alul khamsa, when they have alif noon, waw noon, or ya noon attached to that, as we can see here in this example, tajlisani, tajlisuna, these are marfu. When they become majzoom, how do we know they are majzoom? The noon will be gone. Tajlisa, tajlisu. Right? If you don't know these things, sisters, and if you see word like this in the Quran, you will not be able to understand what is this, because you may confuse tajlisa with the past tense, because we know in past tense we have alif, which shows this dual. Dhahaba, kataba, they too wrote, they too went, and you will make a mistake because this is not past tense, this is the present tense, and this is a command, right? So I hope everybody's getting that. And then this is something was also on Telegram. We've done it before. We've seen that the three weak letters in Arabic language, waw, alif, and ya, when they comes in the verbs behave differently. Verbs, they behave differently. We know the tasrif, dhahaba, dhahaba, dhahabu, straight away till the end. But if any of the verb is coming which has got a weak letter in that, then somewhere down the line the word becomes changed. Like laisa, when I want to say you are not, I will not say laisa and then add ta. For example, I want to say you one male go, I say dhahabita, you one male wrote katabita. So kaf, ta, ba, and ta, all four letters. But with laisa, ya is gone. If I want to say you are not, I will say lasta. So this is why it is important for us to know these words which has got weak letters included in that, because they gets changed. If you see in the Quran, you may not be able to understand which verb is that, so hence we need to know that. And we need to know their names. Why we need to know the names? Because once you know the name, then every time I will just say, sisters is ajwaf, and you know what happens to ajwaf. I'll give you an example in 1 second. So if the verb has got a first letter in the beginning, which is a weak letter, that verb, the name of that verb is called mithal. If the verb which has got a middle letter, which is an ain kalima, contains any of the weak letters, that word is called ajwaf, right? Ajwaf. So qala, laysa, qama, they are all ajwaf. Now, why it is important to know the names? Let's say if I told you, and I'm telling you, alhamdulillah, that the verbs in the middle of which has got a weak letter is called ajwaf. So I just told you laysa is ajwaf. And I said laysa when I joined with the pronoun which is for you, one male, ya will be dropped. The middle letter will be dropped. Same thing will happen with qala. If I say I said to you, I said just, I'll say qulta. Qulta, qultu, sorry. Qultu or qulta, they all same. Let's stick to lasta. We gave the example of lasta. Lasta means you are not. Qulta means you said. So when I say qulta, where's the alif? Qulta, qaf, lam, ta. Likewise for the laysa, lam, sa, sin, and teen. Alif was gone. Here, ya was gone. Right? Qama, if I say you stood up, I'll say qumta. Qaf, mim, and ta. Ta is the pronoun for you. Qaf and mim for the verb. Where's alif gone? Alif is gone. Why? Because it is ajwaf. You see now, if I give you any new word without me speaking anything to you more, I'll say it says this is ajwaf. So your mind will know if it is ajwaf, it will go through certain changes. Which changes? Same changes Laysa went through. So if you have memorized the conjugation of Laysa, you know you have to write exactly like Laysa. If you're reading the Quran, if you're reading the Hadith of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you know that this verb, where is the second letter gone? Second letter is gone because of this reason. So I hope you're getting what I'm saying, sisters. We don't have much time to go through that. And one slide is, I don't know why it is missing. It should be there. I had few more things, few revisions ready for today, but we don't have time for khair, no problem, inshallah. So we'll end the class now, sisters. Barakallah feek, jazakallah khair for coming. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.